Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Nico Moreno, and in this video, I'm going to be talking through why Renko charts are far superior to regular time-based candlesticks. All right, so I'm going to show you on the screen here. We have side by side on the left, we have time-based candles, which essentially is just what you would think of as regular candlesticks. And then on the right, we have Renko bricks. So we're just going to talk through a couple key factors that I think are really critical for traders, whether you're doing lower time frame trading like scalping or intraday trading, or if you are a swing or position trader. I'm going to show you on the screen a couple of reasons that, in my opinion, make Renko trading, oh my gosh, so much easier. And then by the end, you'll just be able to decide for yourself. So let's just talk through them right now. The first key thing is, again, if you see the Renko chart on the right here, the key thing is like noise reduction, right? So these are the same exact charts. Let me try to like spread this out a little bit. Let's see here if we can get this spread out. It's not really cooperating, but anyways, you can kind of see, I mean, it's very obvious. Renko charts filter out really small price fluctuations. So if you kind of look here on the left, you see all this chop. Of course, this is a 1 minute chart, but still, I mean, look on the left. You see all this little chop, all these ups and downs, this period of, maybe consolidation right here, peaks and valleys. And then over here, all you see is a pretty clear signal, which for me, this would be a buy signal. And then, you see price kind of traveling up. Of course, there's, it doesn't remove all market noise, especially depending on your brick size, which you can set. But you'll see, I mean, this is a pretty clear uptrend. And I mean, I think the main pro for me, which I'll talk about in a later point too, is like, it's much easier to trade, and it's much less, you have a lot less like second guessing when you're in a trade too. But yeah, basically point number one is there's just so much less noise, right? I mean, you just see all of this crap right here is kind of represented by this clear uptrend. And so if you're a trader, you'll see clear trends instead of seeing constant like minor reversals or, chop and things like that. So point number two of why Renko charts are just so much better. I mean, this kind of like what do you call it, like piggybacks off the previous point, but there's just so much clearer trend identification. So uptrends, let me see if I can drag this over. Uptrends are just much more consistent, and same with downtrends, right? Like look at this. I mean, other than like kind of one pullback brick, this is called a Renko brick. And by the way, you can check out the video that I previously posted if you want a little bit more in-depth knowledge and terminology about Renko. And you can see how I passed 7 prop firm challenges in a row after being a failing, struggling trader for like 2 years. So you can watch that video. I'll post that around here too. But yeah, I mean, just the trends are so much clearer, so much cleaner, very, very obvious. And I mean, you'll see right here, this is a sell position you could have entered. Stop losses would cover this wick. And then boom, you get in it for a good move. And then right here, you got a nice buy position all the way riding it up. And you could either trail your stop or still be in this position. You could either trail your stop and still be in the position, or you could kind of have closed it out at a fixed risk to reward. But anyways, point number two is like very clear trend identification with Renko bricks as opposed to with time-based candlesticks. There's, I think this is just trash. I don't use regular candlesticks anymore because they're just so difficult compared to Renko charts. All right. Point number three, which is very important if you're a trader, this is going to make a huge difference for you. But the signals that you get on Renko charts are much more objective, right? They are based on price movement alone rather than time. And what that means is, if you're unfamiliar with what a Renko brick is, the only time a Renko brick ever gets printed, and a brick is equivalent to a candle in regular time-based candles. But the only time a brick gets printed is if price moves a certain fixed distance of pips. All right, so it doesn't matter how many minutes or hours or even days have gone by. If price hasn't moved a certain amount, then there will not be a new brick. But anytime price does move a certain amount, then you will get a new brick. All right, see, and we got a sell signal right here. This isn't confirmed yet based on my trading rules, which, by the way, if you want to know exactly how I use Renko charts to trade and pass 7 prop firm accounts in a row after being a struggling, failing trader for like literally 2 years, go ahead down below. There's going to be a free guide you can sign up for, and there's going to be some other resources for you too. So go ahead below this video, there will be a link to that, and you can grab that completely for free. But yeah, again, I think the signals are just much more objective, right? The signals are just based on price movement alone rather than time, which means, your signals, in my opinion, are much more, they're just more confirmed, I would say, right? Because price has to move a certain distance, showing more bullish or more bearish intent rather than, maybe a tiny little wick or a fast little wick on a time-based chart. Point number 4 that I want to talk about is like improved support and resistance clarity. So I think it's a lot easier to see support and resistance levels right here. Like you can see, we've got a clear level down here versus, we also could say that we have maybe a downtrend right here. In my opinion, it's easier to see like if there's multiple touch points right here versus if we have this chop all over the place. Like I have a hard time like finding or deciding what is, I guess, a significant level from noisy time-based charts versus with Renko. To me, the levels just stand out much more clearly. Right, and look, we got another smooth. I just love the beauty and the smoothness of Renko charts. And then 5, this is kind of the last one that I'm going to talk about, but it's much easier. Oh my gosh, so much easier for trend following strategies. So of course, it depends on your trading style and what sort of a entry criteria you use and whether you're a trend following trader or a reversal trader. But honestly, like I just think if you're a trend following trader and you primarily trade with the trend, Renko charts are just far superior because they favor trend continuation strategies, right? Because it requires more price movement to print a new brick, right? So the only time a new brick is going to get printed is if there's further price movement, right? Otherwise, with time-based candlesticks, you're going to get a new candle no matter what. So you might be sitting there for long periods of consolidation. Plus, again, like I said, I think just mentally it helps with second guessing your positions, especially when you're already in an entry. If all you're looking at is the Renko chart, I mean, you're not seeing all these candles print for in a period of consolidation. That might make you doubt your position. Whereas with Renko, it's like, okay, this is a clear entry, stop loss is down here, and then nothing's gonna be perfect. You're gonna get you got a pullback here, you got a wick here, but you're still in the trade. And then ultimately, you can see how clean this trend played out. So I think just better. It's much better from a psychological standpoint, at least in my opinion, and that's proven to be the case for me to pass so many prop firm challenges in a row. Plus, you have much longer trend participation. Like I think it's easier to hold trades, and also just reduced over trading. So this is my kind of direct comparison on what makes Renko charts much better, far superior than time-based candlesticks. And these are literally the same chart, right? Same chart is on the left versus the Renko, 1 minute gold chart is on the left, Renko chart is on the right. And so if you're a new trader or even an experienced one and you want to get started using Renko charts, then I highly recommend it. It made a massive difference for me. So you should definitely check out the resources down below this video. There'll be a free guide on steps to get started on how you can start using Renko charts in your trading. As well as, yeah, you can see some other videos that I think you'll enjoy. So I'll see you in the next